Okay, this is case 2. Let me read our introduction here. The main problem with data analytics learning is that the material begins from the bottom, reaching the top by the end of the course. Students are taught to use tools to analyze huge data sets without seeing why. The case studies in this course travel in reverse order, first focusing on the result and then working towards how to achieve it. The sequence helps students develop the skills necessary to communicate the results of their data analysis to their superiors and upper management. So let's go over the instructions. In this case study, you're given a collection of residential sales data. Download the Case Study 2 instructions document in the real estate sales data file to get started. Follow the directions in the instructions document to complete the case study assignment and format your submission. Then submit the required files here. Okay, it's worth 40 points. It's due Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, and refer to the rubric for more specifics on how this will be graded. Okay, so here's the Case Study 2 document. Let me read it to you. The purpose of this case is to communicate the resident sales to your audience. You will be using your Power BI application maybe for the first time without step-by-step instructions to discover the power of the app. Open a new Power BI document. Import the real estate sales workbook. Create a pie chart and a vertical bar chart showing the total sales by residential type. Make any chart adjustments such as size and color that you see fit. Add another chart type that might be of interest. And then add a text box and respond to the following. Which chart do you think best communicates the sales data? And 2, did you incur any difficulties producing the report? Save the Power BI document on your local hard disk. Okay, then create a PDF file using the name ACC555 case 2 dash, then put your name in .pdf. Upload this file to the designated assignment folder in Brightspace. Okay, so here's just Google's homepage, and I'm in the search box area. Let's just type in download Microsoft Power BI, see what we get. Okay, we come to this page. All right, so you come in here, select English, click download. Okay, you press that button, and you can download it. You want the desktop version. Okay, now I've already downloaded Power BI previously, so I've launched it, and this is the first screen that I see when I call it up. So back in our instructions, it tells us open the Power BI and import the real estate sales workbook. So I know it's in a workbook, so I think I'll just choose from here, but you could also start with a blank report. You can still get to the data from both ways, but I'll click Excel workbook, and it goes to an open screen. Now in my case, I have this stored under National Directory ACC555 case 2, and there's our real estate sales.xlsx. So I'm going to click on that and open it. Okay, so Power BI is working to open it. We can see there's some movement here, so we think Power BI is doing something behind the scenes. And my guess is this is a large file, and that's why it's taking some time. But we do see that the file has a sheet called real estate sales. Okay, and here we get a preview of what's in that data. And I'm guessing it's reading this because it's got lots of rows. All right, now eventually it's going to let me load the data. So we'll just give it a minute to let it do its thing. Well, actually, if we just tell it that's the page we want, so the ... may also just mean it's waiting for you to respond. I'm not sure. Now that I click this on, you can see load appears down at the bottom, so I can hit load. Okay, and it's now going through its process to load the data. So now it's loading the data. And Power BI is a very memory intensive product. You may find you want to make sure you don't have other applications that are running, particularly those that use lots of memory. So if you've got, I don't know, your mail client open and 5 browser windows open, you may want to close those down. All right, looks like it's done so far. All right, so now let's click over here. This is the report view, and that's essentially where we're at. Okay, we could also look at the table view, and the table view will tell you the fields. Okay, see, you can see it's populating with data. We've got 655,000 rows. So what does it tell us? A list year, a sales amount, and residential types. I think if we click on this, it may be able to tell us what all the various types are. Okay, so there's the various types of data. And if you wanted to filter it, you could, certainly say, hey, I want to remove condos from it. If we remove single family, I think once we hit OK, the view we're going to get would change. But I'm just going to leave that as it is for now and hit cancel. Okay, now this is the model view. Power BI is very powerful. You don't have to work with a single table. You can work with lots of tables and create relationships. So essentially, it's building a relational data model behind the scenes. Lots of times Power BI is used as the front end tool to a database. So it may already be talking to Oracle or more likely SQL Server, the Microsoft's database product. It could be talking to an analysis services database as well, which is an OLAP portion of SQL Server. Okay. And then there's a DAX query view. DAX is a programming language that helps you create advanced measures and do some other tricky things. It's very much like functions in Excel. All right. So let's go back to our report view. Back to the instructions, let's create a pie chart and a vertical bar chart showing the total sales by residential type. All right, let's try the pie chart first. Total sales by residential type. Okay, so we have the visuals here, and we can certainly see that looks like a pie chart. So I'm going to say pie chart. And it puts it on the page. And let's see if we can get some data to make this pie chart work. Here's our data over here. We've got residential type. Let's click that and see what happens. Where's our chart? Our chart didn't appear, probably because we need to tell it what we want. So let's go back and let's say, what do we want on rows? In other words, to build the data, it probably makes sense if we build a table first, or at least think about the table. What we would want to know in this example would be the total sales by residential type. Okay, so we see from our data, we knew we had a field called real estate, a field called list year, residential type, and sales amount. Okay, we really want to know the sales amount by residential type. Let's click on sales amount and see what happens. That tells us our total sales amount. But if we click on residential type, look at that. Power Builder is smart enough to know that you were asking for residential type and you wanted the total sale. It defaults to the sum by residential type and put that in for you. Okay, so it's relatively a quick way to put together a pie chart because Power BI was guessing as to what you wanted. Okay, so back to the instructions. We also need to put a vertical bar chart to get a bar chart showing the total sales by residential type. Let's shrink this one and we'll see if we can add a vertical bar chart next. Before we do that, I want to point something out though. The title of this is Sum of Sales Amount and Sum of List Year by Residential Type, but we weren't asked to even address list year, so I'm going to take that off. Okay, so now what we see is it's simply the sum amount by residential type. It's giving us the data regardless of what year. So given all the data, this is the breakout. Okay, let me shrink that down. Now let's test adding a vertical bar chart, right? Horizontal would mean it goes side to side. Vertical would be one that goes this way. So let's just start off with this stacked column, or we could see what other visuals are there, but I think the stacked column might be what we want. And there we have a sum of sales amount by residential type. Okay, there's no stacked column because there's no other factor involved. It's simply we have an X and a Y field, right? X is the residential type, we can see it. Y is the sum of the sales amount. All right, so we would put one here. We would add another chart. Okay, so if we're focused on this one, meaning I've clicked on it, see how the lines show up? If I click off of it, it goes off. If we're focused on it and I hit the chart, it thinks I want to change it. So instead, I'm going to focus off of it. I'll try to click over here to see if it recognizes where the mouse is, but I'm not sure that's the case. And now I'm going to go back to the pie chart, and you see it puts the other pie chart on the screen. So here's how we could put two on the same page. Try to get them sized about the same. And then on this one, we would then have to tell it again. We want it broken out by residential type. Click on that, and it recognizes that essentially is how we're going to break out our data, and then the sales amount. Okay, and so now we've met both requirements. Now you're encouraged to add another charge type that might be of interest. That's up to you. You don't have to do that. And then we need to add a text box and respond to the following. Which chart did you think best communicates the sales data? Did you incur any difficulties? I'm going to leave both of those questions up to you to answer, but let's demonstrate how we add a text box. Okay, now that we're back up here, I'm going to click off so that the focus isn't on anything, and I'm going to go to Insert, and there's a text box, and it puts a text box in, okay? And then you would just essentially start typing. You've got ways to format it. You know, here is my response to the first question. Here is my response to the second question. And obviously, you know, that looks really small, so maybe I want to grab all of that, make that something that we can see. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't grab all of it, but that's okay. Let's see if I can grab all of it near Control A. make that, I don't know, 18. Okay, and you see you got a little legend and tools that you can work with. Center it, make it look right. And once you have that information, I think you're ready to submit it. Yep, now it just says create a PDF, use that file name, and upload it. All right, I'm going to go back to the home, and I want to get these off of my screen. So I'm going to just close these down. So there's what I'm trying to save now. Oh, looks like I got to type this correctly. Spell this correctly, I mean. All right, so you'll fill in the information. You'll make this look right. Look how that's cutting off the word residential type. So put it down a little bit, get that looking right. Okay, so then we need to save it as a PDF. Probably makes sense for you to save your file before you do anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to hit File, Save As. I'll put it in a location. So I hit Browse, it put it in a Case 2 area. That's fine. And I'm just going to call that, Case 2 Power BI, which had a pie chart and bar chart and text box. All right, it saves it as a PBIX. So I'll hit save. Okay, that should save it for us. Sure enough, we see the name here. And now we want to export it. We do File. Let me see. Can we save it as a PDF? No, it doesn't look like it likes that. So we can do export. Export to PDF. You click there and then you'd save it. Okay. Now I'm using, I don't know, what am I using? Foxit PDF. You're probably using an Acrobat version, but here you can see it saved as a PDF. Okay, yes. Whatever, normally I think the PDF viewer you get, I think is the Adobe PDF reader. I don't know if Microsoft uses their own. Mine just happened to call up Foxit. I use the free version. And then this is the file you would submit. All right, hope you found this helpful.